Sebastian said something earlier today about going to the field with Fareed, and he would point at customers and just say, come here. Fareed started in his office in May of 2014. I started 1 month later in Sebastian's office in June of 2014. And just a really hilarious field story. I went to the field with Fareed, and he does the whole point and come here. And I'm like, how do you do that, man? That's crazy. And he gets into a presentation, he's writing up the application, and he gets an objection. And he's writing the app. The sale is halfway through. And he gets an objection. We were selling DirecTV satellite. And the lady goes, does this go out in the rain? Stops his writing. Looks up and goes, don't worry about it. And he just stared right into her soul. And that was it. The sale was done. I'm like, this is amazing. This guy's incredible. So anyways, bro, I have so many stories I could share about Fareed, but I just thought that was such a great one for everybody to hear. And congratulations again to Becky, Danny, and Fareed. You guys deserve everything. It's amazing. Sebastian and Jamie, thank you so much for your support, your friendship, and your coaching. It means the absolute world to me. To my mom, my dad, my sister. Last week I sent them my statement in a family group chat that we all have, and my parents were super proud, and my sister was like, I'm going to quit my job and come work for you. It's really just incredible to see where the business is going and how it can change lives. And my parents weren't crazy supportive. You know, I was coming right out of college, and I was a Division I baseball player, and here I was selling some DirecTV in a Walmart, and they didn't really understand the end game. They didn't understand the vision, but they said, we love you, we trust you, and if you feel like this is the right thing, you know that if you put your mind to it, you will be able to get to where you want to go. And it's little moments like that to make my family proud that makes this all worth it. So round of applause for them. And last but not least, my company name is MTN Consulting. MTN stands for Make Them Notice. And guys, my org over here, we're doing it. Super excited for everything that you guys have done. Jordan, Mike, the other Mike, our senior leaders, Len, Isaiah, our recruiting team, Stephanie, Hannah, Valentina, the other Stephanie, and of course my amazing girlfriend, Administrator Colleen. Thank you guys. Thank you. You guys, this team was able to do $4.3 million in revenue with an average headcount of 41 for the entire year, an average wire of $82,000, an average rep pay of $1,000 per week, with the third lowest amount of disconnects out of 120 offices on our program, and we hit the $1 million club in the first 12 weeks of last year. Give them a round of applause. All right, so I got my shot clock right here. Boom, I think I got it. Let's do it. Here we go. So I want to get into what I want to talk about. We live in an amazing time right now. In my opinion, this is the greatest time in human history to ever be alive. We have so much access to information. I mean, between, when you think about the internet, X, AI, robotics, everything is changing, digital assets. We have so much that's coming our way. We've never been flooded with more information and content than any humans that have ever walked Earth, ever. But what's happening is that we get so caught up and it's like squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. We get so distracted and we see the illusion on social media and the highlight reel that we think the grass is somewhat greener somewhere else. And we come across people that are a jack of all trades but a master of none. And my challenge to everybody tonight is to put your roots down into something. Because when you put your roots down, you will be able to bear the fruit that you are looking for. And Fareed said it beautifully earlier today. The reason I'm here is because there was no plan B. It was just plan A. I didn't have a backup plan. And when you have no plan B, you will find a way to execute plan A. And so it takes me to a story that happened a few months ago that I want to share with everybody, kind of like a little bit of an aha moment. So I have a landscaper. His name is Salvador. And Salvador is from Guatemala. And he is the best. Fareed, don't put him on the list. He is the best at what he does. And so I'm putting in an artificial putting green in my backyard, and there's a large palm tree, a coconut palm tree that's in the way, and I gotta pull it up because, we gotta have a nice flat surface to be able to putt on. That seems logical. And so I tell Salvador, I say, hey man, I need you to come over here, I need this palm tree removed. And he looks at it and he goes, oh, oh, no, Bren, he calls me Bren, it's so cute. He goes, Bren, that is very, very difficult to do. And I was like, well, why? He goes, man, these bombs, you don't understand. They have big root ball. He goes, it's going to cost you a lot of money to remove this tree. And I said, well, Salvador, I need it removed. He goes, it'll be 6,000. I need many men and a big crane to pull it out. And so sure enough, I said, we gotta do it. Well, we're gonna do it. So he comes and he pulls it out. And I'm not even kidding you, when this tree came out of the ground, it looked like a meteorite had hit my backyard. The root ball was massive, and they took a crane and they pulled it all the way out. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh my gosh. He goes, yes, we must go get dirt to fill the hole. It's crazy. I'm like, oh my God, this is nuts. And so I told him, I said, well, while you're here, can you trim all the other palm fronds? I got about 50 to 75 palm trees on my property. And I said, hey, can you pick up all of the palm fronds and trim all of the coconuts, because we have coconuts everywhere. And I said, would you mind leaving me a big pile of coconuts in the garage? Because Colleen and I love drinking the coconut water. We like the coconut husk. We put it into our smoothies. And every now and again, we have a pina colada. And so a couple days later, I'm laying in the backyard and I'm drinking one of these pina coladas. And I'm looking at the other palms that are in my backyard. And I'm laying in a sun chair with the sun beating down. It's Florida, it's hot, you got a nice cold drink. It feels like paradise. And I'm looking at these palms, and it just kind of dawned on me. I go, these things are built for Florida. These things are built for California, specifically Florida. Because it was a windy day, and you see the palm actually rock back and forth. I'm looking at the fronds, and the fronds are perforated. And so it's not catching a lot of the air resistance, and it's just kind of swaying and moving. And then it took me back to the root ball and how deep that foundation was. And that when hurricanes come through Florida, anyone that's from Florida knows that there's a lot of things that fall, collapse, that need to be cleaned up. The one thing you will not pick up or clean up are palm trees. They can survive. And so it reminded me of kind of the phases that we go through when we're building our lives, when we're building our careers, and we're trying to build ourselves in this business. The first phase is you got to plant yourself. You got to take the coconut, you got to put it in the ground. You got to give it the sunshine, you got to give it the water, and then it will emerge and it will start to create the roots. And the roots is the long days. The roots are training guys in the field. The roots are the underpaid and overworked, where you're just grinding, you're putting in the time, you're building your foundation. You don't necessarily see the results, but you know you're growing. It's something that you feel inside of you. Other people, why are you working so much? What are you doing? The doubters, the haters, they don't see the results, but you feel and see your root system beginning to grow. You're absorbing water, you're getting the nutrients, and you're preparing for the next level. After you go from the roots, you go to the shoot, which is boom. You have an opportunity where something emerges, something beautiful, where it's like, oh my gosh, look at that. All of this time, all of this energy is starting to produce a result, something that we can all look at. But you're not there yet. Maybe that's your first 20K wire. Maybe that's your first time on stage. Maybe that's promoting your first assistant manager. You're doing things, but you haven't done it yet. And then the final phase, you go from roots to shoots, and the final phase is you produce the fruits. Which everybody wants the fruit. Everybody wants the thing. Everybody wants that coconut where you can turn it into whatever you want. But you have to start with putting your roots down. Woo! Yeah! Getting a little toasty up here. The lights are hot. Could use a pina colada. If you are sitting in the crowd and you are currently bearing fruit, enjoy what you have built. You deserve it. But God dang it, you need to protect it so it will continue to produce fruit for you. And if you're producing fruit, I encourage you to plant more seeds. I encourage you to take care of others and share your amazing accomplishment and the fruits that you have bared. For those of you that have shoots, you haven't made it and you haven't arrived. Stay focused, keep growing. For those of you that are in the roots, I promise you the results will come. Continue to invest in yourself. Continue to grow. Continue to do the things that you know. Ask questions. Seek feedback. Get better. And for those of you that are like the coconut in my garage, if you don't plant yourself, you will never manifest and turn into what you are destined to become, which is excellence and greatness. most importantly, we continue to take care of each other. We are going to enjoy a $500 million coconut celebration this time next year. And I don't know about you, but we're going to be celebrating with some pina coladas. Thank you.